Hey, welcome from the Faith Over Fear event here in Orlando. We're here with Lindsay Sewell today, who is going to talk to us about all kinds of fun stuff. And if you guys haven't heard, we're going to be speaking together next weekend on Friday and Saturday. We're a part of an event together next week called the Upgrade Your Coaching Summit. And it's all about helping coaches or just entrepreneurs in general grow their businesses, become more powerful leaders, develop themselves, and grow their businesses. So, Lindsay, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I'm super excited to be speaking at this event because I think it's really important for coaches to also understand marketing. So many of them are really, really, really good at what they do, and yet they're like the best kept secret because they haven't learned the skills, or they don't want to get taken advantage of by somebody else, and they really want to learn how to market themselves appropriately, but their strength is in the coaching. And if they don't learn and master those skills, then they stay a best kept secret, which is not what we want. And so I'm super excited that you're putting this event on to not only help them improve their coaching, but also to learn how to market and get those ideal clients and customers that coaches can really impact in whatever field you're coaching in. Bring those people towards you. So I'm super excited and super pumped to be a part of it next weekend.
Oh, we're so glad to have you too. And you've got so much value to give, and I can't encourage people enough to be here. I mean, there's no cost, no out of pocket cost. There's no reason other than just a little investment of time to be here with us and to learn from some of the amazing speakers we have, including Lindsay. Now, Lindsay, I know you and I know your story, but for the people that don't necessarily know you, give us a little background on why should people listen to you?
Yeah. Well, so I came into online marketing with zero online marketing experience. I was 2016 and I was pregnant with my second daughter, and I just couldn't imagine continuing to work in the corporate environment. I'd missed out on so much of my first daughter's life. I was forced to go back and start traveling again when she was 6 months old, and just the thought of that, just it filled me with dread. And so I started looking around like, well, what can I do? But I didn't know anything. I didn't know what was out there. I wasn't a coach. I didn't have, any like online marketing business skills or anything that I thought I could teach or train people on. And I ended up actually kind of falling into a network marketing business because I saw a girl down the street with 4 boys under the ages of 4 selling leggings and making more every month than I was making in my corporate job. And I'm like, if you can do that in that household, I got to be able to do this. And so it kind of brought me into the world of marketing that way. I quickly learned that selling products out of your house and having to buy all that inventory and having people coming into your home all the time was really overwhelming. And it was not the freedom that I was looking for. And that really led me into other areas of marketing because I got kind of nerdy about it and I started loving studying it. And so I started diving into different types of marketing, affiliate marketing, e-commerce stuff, just looking into what could I do. And I started helping people to build out the tools that they needed. And, how do they create a lead magnet online? How do they build a funnel? How do they start attracting people to them? And that was really what led me into coaching. I was just out there teaching people like what I'd learned. And people were like, I'm not having those success rates. Like, how do I do it? And so I started giving that information away to start. And then I started realizing that like people were willing to pay me for the knowledge and the skills that I had because they were getting results from it. And that's what really led me into coaching for a couple years. However, last year when we decided to homeschool our girls, I thought, well, I can't be in front of my screen working with people one-on-one anymore. And I had built up a lot of leverage in my business through email. I had focused early on building an email list so I could communicate with lots of people all at once, especially when I was looking to fill openings in my coaching, calendar. And I really had developed that skill where I have a list that's not that big. It's only a couple thousand people. In the grand scheme of things, that's not a big list. Like people have hundreds of thousands of millions of people on their list. But what I was able to do with those, couple thousand people was consistently generate revenue every single month. So I could sit down at my desk, write a letter in 10 minutes, and I could know that I was going to make money that day. And that's a skill that really requires you to know not only how to attract the right people to your list, but how do you continue to communicate with them? How do you bond them to you? How do you make those offers to them in a way that really makes the right people reach out and say, I absolutely I have to have this. I have to work with this person. And so that's a unique skill set. And I really, really love teaching other entrepreneurs, coaches, marketers how to do that in a way that feels really good and doesn't come across as hypey and salesy and scammy and all the things that you've gotten those letters. You've gotten them in the past.
And it's amazing. So for those of you that don't know Lindsay, she was right here on this stage, this exact stage 2 years ago,
Yes.
playing to win. So she's not only done the things that she's talking about here and made the money the way she's talking about and going to help you with your emails and your email marketing. She's also been in front of hundreds and thousands of people. Well, I think it was over 1,000 people, but it was.
Yeah, there was probably 4,000 or 5,000 people at that event. And I mean, you're right. Like, I had to compete, first of all, just to get into Play to Win, which was a reality show for online marketers. I had to get cast in the 45 people out of thousands who applied. And then I landed in the top 3 of the competition and almost won the grand prize, but didn't. And you know what? There's always a silver lining. It was probably because I was meant to go on and do other things and to start coaching and to really start building out my own personal brand and business and not the network marketing company that I had been working with at that point when I was on that show.
Yep. No, it's amazing, and I'm so proud that I've been able to not only get to know you and be friends with you and work with you on some things, and now we're going to be doing this virtual event together, and then some of our friends are here with me. Unfortunately, I do wish you were here with us, but that's okay. I know you couldn't make it this time. That's okay. This is the first one that I've been to, so it's been great so far. And he's shifted a little bit this time. It's a little different. The switching from rank makers to faith over fear has been an interesting shift. So what is one of you already mentioned a little bit about the email marketing and knowing that when you send out an email, you're going to make some money. What is your other favorite thing about email marketing?
I think honestly, I really love that it allows you to have, even though you're sending a letter to, let's just say, even if it's 10 people on your list, it's like when you're posting on social media, what I notice with social media is everybody's sharing the highlight reel, right? And they're there to share the celebrations, and some people can come across as boastful, and we're all trying to put our best face forward. And what I think that does is it creates this almost like this barrier between you and your audience because they don't really know, can I trust what you're saying? Is this legitimate? Are you just trying to impress me? But with email, you really get to become more raw and real and transparent. And when you show up, and I email almost daily, when you show up for somebody every single day or every other day in their inbox, sharing stories, sharing lessons, sharing tips, sharing information with them, you develop this bond that I just don't think you can get on social media. Now, there's probably going to be people who beg to differ with me, but Tony's an excellent example of somebody who's works very closely and intimately with people. And don't you think that if you're going to have that relationship and you're going to put that much trust in somebody to really transform your life, your business, that you want to feel like you really do know them a little bit more intimately than what you can get to know on social media?
Right.
And I feel like that's what email really allows you to do. It's a long-term game. I mean, you're not saying like you're going to build your list and you're just going to start popping sales left and right. I've been doing this for 6 years now. But I mean, it was really funny. I just sat down, wrote a email last weekend, and I was promoting a friend's program that she was in the middle of a launch. And 3 minutes after the email went out, I get the ding on my phone. I'm like, oh, somebody bought it. Okay, well, that's cool. And I don't even know who it was because I can't even see, I just got the commission notification. It went into
Right.
her system. She sees the customer. That person trusted me enough to believe that if I bought something, used it, and believed in it, then it would be valid to help them in their life too. And that is an intimacy that I don't take for granted and that I
Right.
really truly respect. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing, and especially for coaches, because inherently you want to make an impact, you want to help people, you want to change people's lives, you're empathetic, all these things. It's a great way to, instead of feeling like you're just talking at people, that you're talking with the people that you want to work with.
Yes, yes, and so one of the things I love about email, and I'm sure you do as well, is it gives you an opportunity not just to have that intimacy you're talking about and have that continued connection, but it allows you to reach out to so many people at once. You have that if you have thousands of people, their followers or on your list, and you want to be able to touch each one of them. And this gives you an opportunity to do that without having to individually reach out through a messenger or something else very similar. So it's really a very, very useful tool if people use it correctly. And I'm so excited to hear you share with our audience how to use it correctly, or how to at least get some tips and tricks on how to use it
Oh,
more
I'm
correctly.
bringing it. I'm bringing the heat and the fire. And that's such a good point because it's a perfect balance of huge amounts of leverage. So you are literally, like I said, 10 minutes. I am sitting there 10 minutes writing this letter. It's going out to thousands of people all at once. How long would that take me if I wanted to personally message each of those people?
Right.
Couldn't do it in 24 hours. And
Right.
yet, each one of those people is receiving that message individually.
Yep.
And that's beautiful. That's just like video. That's another tool, and you're going to get to hear that. You're going to hear Mark Harbert, who's like a video expert in the Upgrade Your Coaching Summit. So you got to be there in order to get this. But that's another way to really connect with people. And when you start to layer these things on top of each other, you're really focusing on the medium that your customer and your client and your next coaching client really prefers, right? And so you get to meet them where they're at, and it is a really amazing way to create intimacy and leverage at the very same time. And that's how you make a lot of money, because your offer is not going to be right for every single person at every single time, but it's going to be right for somebody at that time if you are reaching enough people.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You're so right. I mean, each email you send out is going to connect with a different set of people, and so continuously touching each one of those folks with the email messages is really a way to hit each person, with each different message, and it's wonderful. I love that, and I'm so excited. So if you guys haven't noticed, I am here in Orlando at this event. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm on my phone versus my actual webcam that I usually use in my laptop. So I'm not able to actually show you the link, but I will put it in the comments below. I will put Lindsay's link. Make sure you click that link and go register. It is no cost, no out-of-pocket cost, just a little bit of time investment. There's no reason why you wouldn't show up and get all kinds of value from Lindsay and 13 other folks. Like she mentioned, Mark Harbor, we've got Steve Krivda, we've got Steve Chandler. We got so much value that's going to be dropped in just shy of 2 days. It's all for no cost, no monetary cost.
And don't, because Tony's saying that, don't believe that that is an indication of the value. So the reason we're doing this is we want to make sure that you can access this information and you can take advantage of it, and that price isn't something that's going to hinder you from doing that. But I can assure you, what I've already put together what I'm going to talk about. And I have done boot camps, email marketing boot camps. I've taught workshops, and I charge a lot if you want to privately coach with me, which I don't really do anymore, but I did charge quite a bit. And I charge a lot even when it's in a group workshop. And what I'm bringing you can make you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars in your business every single year if you use what I'm telling you and implement it. I mean, it could be even hundreds of thousands, depends on how you take it, the information, but it is incredibly valuable information. So make sure that you get registered, you get signed up, and you block out your calendar and you make it make it, you commit to being there, because that is what is going to get you the information that you can implement in your business to really, really upgrade it this year.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. The value that not only Lindsay's going to bring, but each speaker's going to bring is worth thousands of dollars for each individual speaker. So you're getting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of value in these 2 days. And so make sure you're out of excuses. You're out of excuses of why you should reschedule your dentist appointment. You should get a babysitter or a pet sitter if you need to. Whatever it is, you need to do what it takes to be at this virtual summit and learn from the best of the best in the coaching and online marketing space. So,
Yes.
Lindsay, any last minute remarks for everybody?
Just get your butt to that event. Tony's going to bring it. He's got an incredible group of people in the room, and you want to be there, especially if you're a coach. But even if you're not a coach and you're a business owner, what you're going to learn is going to apply to anybody who is trying to build a business and a brand online. So get yourself to the event.
And I'll drop the link in the comments below. Make sure you click the link, join the event, and we'll see you there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today, and make it a
Thank
great rest of your
you.
day. Awesome.
Bye.
Awesome.